Welcome everyone. Hola. Welcome to the first music production stream of Hyzca Studios. I am Andres, and I am the composer for the game. And today we'll be working on a little song for a certain world in the game, and that world is the blue world, the Azul world. The demo... Oh, 1 second. I gotta reply to the team. Hold on. We're getting someone to fix the category. Is music production a category? Not music. So the reason I can't change the title is because I don't know. I actually don't know. I guess we didn't set up the systems correctly here today. Seems like even in my OBS, I actually can't even type in the chat that's in there. So that's unfortunate, but it's okay. We have heroes behind the scenes fixing that right up. So like I said, today we're going to be working on music for the Blue World. So let's switch on over to that. So what you see here is Ableton. We'll be working in Ableton, my primary workstation for music. And what's funny about this song is that it's actually the song that got me the job with this team. They wanted me to submit a demo, and I decided to demo it with the Blue World song. So let's just show what I think it was. I think what I submitted, I've worked on it a little bit since then, but it's like this very short 2-minute demo, kind of repetitive. Disculpe, Slime Cop. Yo creo que para lo de que voy a estar hablando ahora aquí en música, yo ni tengo idea cómo decir casi 90% de las palabras que quiero decir aquí. Además va a ser un poco técnico aquí ahora. Pero, anyway, regresando a lo que estaba diciendo. Here we have a song that's kind of short, 2 minutes, repetitive. So obviously I want to expand it much. It's nowhere near finished in my opinion. So let's just take a listen to what it is. And please, por favor, tell me in chat, díganme en chat si los volúmenes están todo jodido o uno tiene que ser más fuerte o lo que sea. Well, let me see, I have to check something. No se mira como que se cambió la categoría. Gracias, Slime Cop. I'm glad everything is good. Someone was just saying to check if the category was updated, but to me it looks the same. I guess I'd just check on my web browser here. Hola. Oh, sí. Ya lo corregiste. Todo bien. Gracias. Solo en mi teléfono no se aparece todo bien. Ok, creo que es Daniel. Me faltó decirme algo. Teníamos un poco de problema con acceso del account aquí de OBS. But anyway, we're here. It's time. It's music time. So let's just listen to this demo. Escuchamos lo que ya tenemos y vamos a empezar de ahí. Thank you. I'll let you know. So now that the beat has dropped there, you kind of have an idea of what it is. It basically is just going to repeat that for another minute, and that's all I have. And that's what I submitted. And then Hyzca Studios was kind enough to offer me the role of being the composer for the game. So this really is what started it all. But funny enough, I never came back to finish it. So like I said before, I want to come back and add more layers, add more parts. And I kind of already did that a while back. But let's take a look at what we have here. The main chords in this song are actually this. So let me show you these main chords from a piano. But really the driving instrument here is actually this pad right here. It's gonna sound a little bit crazy. So I chose that pad because it's very dreamy. It makes me think like como que si estás soñando. Y bien despacio. Y como esta canción es para el mundo azul, lo quería que sea como un poco como que se suene como like it sounds like you're underwater. That was my goal. And something that helped achieve that was not only this synthesizer that I chose, this one obviously, but we have this effect here, this filter. And so let me show you what a filter does to a song. I guess I'll demonstrate this most easily with the piano. And I'll just loop that. if we turn on this filter now, and I start cutting the frequencies, you see that? That's the same instrument, but we're cutting the frequencies through a low pass filter, and that's giving us the kind of illusion to me in my head as if we're underwater. And so I chose that to be the start for this song with everything filtered out, to give the idea that Mariana has just showed up in this world. She's seeing that she's underwater, and I'll slowly take this away. So let's see it in action in the actual song. Right, we're starting with everything super filtered, and it'll come up. Hey, gracias Slime Cop, pero cuando yo chequeo la página se mira que todo está bien. Yo no sé qué hacer de allí. Tal vez necesitas un refresh. Pero sí, en mi teléfono se queda lo mismo. Alright. So you guys saw how we have that filter come up, so it's like slowly she's getting her hearing back to normal from first being underwater and then getting used to the world underwater. So I showed you the pad layer. There's also this layer I have here that's kind of like air. And that sound I added to give kind of like a feeling of breathing. Obviously we can't breathe underwater, but maybe Mariana can. Who knows? Is this world actually real? And also the way it like pulses kind of reminds me of, I don't know. In my head it also makes me imagine things like jellyfish and animals like that. So I titled that layer air. You can see that here on the right side. On top of that, we also have this base layer. If you're listening on the phone, you're probably not going to be able to hear this, but if you have a subwoofer, you're definitely hearing this. Let me take off this sidechain compressor. Right? Bass. Esta canción es para el mundo azul. Es uno de los niveles del juego. Y este mundo azul es como debajo del mar. So yeah. We have the base layer, and then obviously since it's like water level type, I wanted to add some textures, some texturas, to also make it sound like water. So I have, let me take the effects off. I actually have this recording of water. You hear this? I'll turn that up so we can all hear it. I actually recorded that from my sink. No te preocupes, está bien. Como te digo, yo voy a poder entender lo que dices. Está bien. Y me puedes hablar en español, está bien. Lo que va a ser difícil es, yo no voy a poder responder en español todas las veces. Pero como sea, aquí, here I have this water recording. I actually got this from my sink. I think at the time I just had like water running from the sink, and I just recorded with a microphone the sound of it. So obviously let's hear that again. I think I was like dipping something in there. And so then I also added this echo. And you hear it? It's like an echo that also gets lower and lower. Está repitiendo y el pitch se está bajando. And if you're watching right now and you have headphones on, you'll also hear this other effect that I added. I'm going to turn it on right now. Lo voy a encender. Auto pan. And what this does is it switches from the right to the left ear, back and forth. You can choose how fast you want to do it. Lo que está haciendo es cambiando el sonido que vaya a la oreja izquierda, después derecha, y back and forth. So let's hear that all together. And so I did that to make the illusion of kind of, you know, the sense that there's things out there around her on both sides. Then also we have this percussion layer. You know, I think here we have congas, bongos. You get the idea. Obviously we're gonna need a kick drum too. Steady beat. I was worried when I first submitted, I'm like, are they gonna think it's too boring? You know, just, but, you know, I like it. I like how it mixes with like how simple the sounds kind of are all together. Because, you know, the ocean is complicated, it's full of water, and if you look closely, there's actually more than you even realize. But at a glance, it's just water. Then, of course, this little grand piano doing this melody on top. Here, I have this plugin that's doing the echo. And then of course we have some reverb. You'll see that I use the Valhalla plugins. They're great. They're so good. Let's see, and then that's what it was that I submitted. That's it. So all together you kind of get this effect. But we can't have a song only be that over and over and over again. So let's figure out some more chords. Let's have the song evolve. So I'll actually delete this here. I was kind of prototyping this before. But let's start it over. So like I mentioned, we have this driving the song, right? Just these two sounds. This chord. And then that. So let's take that and put it here. And this is where things are gonna get possibly a little bit tedious, because making music's all about trial and error. You want to try things and see if they work. So I'm pretty certain that these two chords here, we have them in C natural minor. So what I have here on the left is all the chords in C minor. As you can see, the first one is basically the first chord, and then the second. So we have the C, what is that? C minor, D diminished minor. But I have this A. But we need more, right? We need these things to evolve. So let me shorten that. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start trying to figure out what the chord progression of this song should be. So let's make it short so that it's very quick. And usually going to the 5th chord is a safe bet, so if you count it from the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we'll take that one, the 5th chord, and now watch what that sounds like after these two. I think that fits it pretty well. So let's have it evolve to something up there. And other chords that probably bounce around really well there too. You know, let's have it go back to the 1 after that. So let's see that. And then I'm just gonna guess, let's go to the 4th chord after that. So again, counting from the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4. Most of this stuff means nothing if you don't know music theory. So I don't really know how to explain it otherwise in a very fast way. Obviously, maybe we've all heard that there's keys, right? And everything is either in like C major, C minor, D major, D minor. Every key has a sequence of notes, right? And so what those are is, let me actually turn this on. So we have C, D, D sharp, F, G, G sharp, A sharp, and then back to C. So there's those 7 notes, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Every key has 7 notes. And since I chose for this to be in C minor, each note corresponds to a chord, and each chord has 3 notes, and so you add those 3 all together, they make a chord. Compusiste? I composed, right? Está diciendo que like como yo, esta es la canción que yo compusí, ¿verdad? Eso es lo que está preguntando. So it's composing. Composed, I'm the composer. Compose. And so again, we have a chord for each of those notes. Whoops. Sorry, that doesn't sound good. And so now I'm just figuring out what order to put these chords in to have our song. Obviously, I chose for a lot of the song to just, at the beginning right now, just to have these 2 chords, solamente estas dos. But like I said, that's boring. No queremos que el jugador se aburre de lo que se está, de lo que está escuchando. So tenemos que poner some variety. So regresando aquí, coming back to this, I added the 4th chord after this, and let's see how that sounds again. Can we go to the 3? All of this is in computer. I did no real instruments. And then let's end with that one. Not bad. Not bad. I think that's pretty good. So let's make that longer. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Sí, lo que estoy diciendo es que, like, aquí en realidad yo no usé instrumentos para esta canción. La única cosa que viene del mundo real aquí, bueno, todo viene del mundo real, pero si me entiendes a mí, es yo usé un micrófono para agarrar esa textura de agua. Lo demás son instrumentos digitales. Y uno lo puede, lo que estoy haciendo aquí, programando cada nota aquí. Mira. Pero también a la misma vez uno puede usar, no sé si alcanzan a ver, un keyboard. So el keyboard se puede tocar como un piano también. Creo que de verdad aquí ese chord progression, este primero que uso, lo empecé con mi mano en el keyboard. Yeah, so to our English audience, the initial chord progression, I started it by playing it on the keyboard, here on an actual keyboard, not a piano keyboard. But now for coming up with the chord progression, I just find it so much easier to figure it out in the application, the way that I'm showing you, like where I have each chord for the key on the left hand side, and then I kind of just like pick and drag and then put them together. So now that we have that, obviously the song is a lot slower, so should we just stick with this? Should we make it extra long? I think so. So Ableton is awesome. I can make this twice as long by just pressing this ×2 button over here. And now everything is twice as long. So I'm actually going to keep this over here, another neat little shortcut for any Ableton watchers. Just press 0 on your keyboard and then you deactivate the clip. And so what I like to do is if I have like a good chord progression that I maybe want to use later on, I just put it all the way to the side, leave it turned off so I can come back to it later. But again, we have this. And so let's just copy paste that, put it here with the air so we also get the same air. Hey, gracias, Slime Cobb. No te preocupes. If you gotta go, you gotta go. Gracias por viniendo. I appreciate you. I really do. Thank you. Hope to see you soon. Later. Alright, so that sounds good. I only double check everything because sometimes with some of these instruments, let me show you a little bit more closely. Obviously this first instrument sounds crazy, right? If you want to see even more crazy stuff, like it looks like this. I remember when I first got into music production, seeing something like this, like, oh my god, what is all this? Just gotta take a breath and just take it one at a time. I'm not gonna go through a tutorial on how a synthesizer works today, but I promise you, it's just an instrument. People make presets. You don't have to learn what all this is, but it is fun to find out. Ciao. See you, Slime. This other one, this air sound, has actually come from a cool contact library called Exhale, where it's all like these very air breathy based sounds. Like I mentioned, I wanted that air texture in there too, because being underwater and wanting air and air running out, it just felt like it fit perfectly. And since obviously we have the piano here too, let's add the piano layer, or maybe not, we'll see. We have to evaluate it. The thing about a piano to me, and I learned this trick from a very awesome tutorial artist, musician extraordinaire named Underbelly. And he has a series on YouTube called You Suck at Producing. And when you have your basic chords here on a piano, it's just very simple. Let me just take the effects off. It makes it more obvious that way. Let's speed this up so it's easier to work with. It's fine. It sounds okay. But we can do more. If you look at an actual piano player, also, hello. Everyone say hi to Mr. Chef. Here, let me put you on the big screen. How did you know? Look, we got Subbitty in the chat, and this guy comes up to say hi. Hello. Alright, well, now we have to take an intermission while I pet this guy. Say hello to Mr. Chef. Hey everyone in the chat. I'm guessing I'm just getting an influx of viewers from Subbitty. Thank you. I appreciate you bringing the audience. I hope you guys are having a good time out there. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright, unfortunately for Mister, I'm in the middle of this, and I cannot afford to give you any more pets. Definitely later. Let's get back to business. So as I was saying, you know, these chords are fine. But if you know, like, in real life, the piano player, he's using two hands, he or she, they, non-binary too, everyone. They're using the two hands. We're hitting notes all around the piano. So you can take the root of each one. And then hold shift and down arrow. And you drop it 1 octave. Whoa!
Manchurian is not following.
Thank you for the follow. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Shout out to Manchurian. Thank you for stopping by. And so you see, it's a lot more kind of like a full sound. We have that bass note going on there. And you know, you can do that with any of these mix of notes. Let's take this middle one, which I guess this would have been the 5th. No, that's the wrong one. We'll drop those two. I'd say that's okay. We'll switch that back. Wanga BB. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. Oh my gosh, I'm drawing in such a huge crowd. I guess to catch up everyone who's just joining, I'm working on the Blue World song, which is a ocean aquatic based song. And I'm just trying to come up with the next series of chords for it. And I think we got that. So let me set that back there. And let's hear. You know, let's actually have the beat drop there. Let's put the water texture there. Oh, and this is the other thing about having that bass line that we added. Did I not switch the notes back? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong one. How did this end up here? So we'll take those bass notes, we'll go to create, insert a MIDI clip, and we'll just paste those in here. Now, here's the bass line. Oof. Now, if you're listening on a phone, you cannot see this. Or hear this, see this? Duh. This might be like as low as you could probably reasonably hear. Let's put it up. See, this one's too high, so I'll drop that one down too. checking these final two bass notes. Let's see if it can transition back. Yeah, it can. Okay, cool. So we'll have that as like a little, what is that? Almost 1 minute? Yeah, that's almost 1 minute of music right there. So let's get some crazy stuff going in there. Let's take the chords that we're using for the dream pad in the air. And, oh, yeah, I forgot to show you guys what I did end up adding. Obviously this is the song. And I thought, okay, well, like I mentioned before, this was the demo that I submitted to Hyzca that got me the role of composer. Now, technically, formal work had not started then at that point. Wow.
Austin is now following.
Austin, thank you. Thank you for supporting. Man, you guys are awesome out there. Hope you're all doing well. You guys are the best. So like I was saying, sorry, the formal work had not started then at that point. So once I finally got tasked to like actually work on a song, I quickly learned that the direction for the game was going to be mostly orchestral in terms of music. And so at the time, I actually had little to no experience in writing or composing or producing music with an orchestral soundscape. So as you can see, like in what we had in this song, there's basically nothing. I guess the closest that you can get to that is the use of piano. Obviously we're working with synthesizers and like these complex air instruments. But so when I came back to this, let's see, back in April, I was like, after I had been working on other songs for like about 3 months, I was like, I should go back to them, like try to add an orchestral element to that. Hey Austin, don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. That's awesome. If you're hearing that, that is my cat meowing for attention. Thank you. And so what I did is, Spitfire has this awesome program called Spitfire Labs. It's actually free. You can get Spitfire Labs for free. And so, Jesus, this guy's gonna turn off my computer. And so what I have is, I think it's this amplified cello quartet. And so if you, let's play around with what this actually sounds like individually. So it's like that, you know, just strings. And so I applied the same chord that it's playing up there here, just so that we have like, it's actually probably pretty quiet, and if you don't have a discernible ear, or if you're not even listening on headphones, you probably can't tell, but it makes me happy knowing that it's there. Especially because having pads, like instrument pads, it, Jesus, this guy. Pads in general sound like strings anyway, so... it kind of blends in with that. Here, this other thing, BBC Symphony Orchestra, another one from Spitfire Audio. These guys are great. As you can see here, it's this half circle is like the layout of an orchestra. Let's show you, and you get to pick which instrument. So here I have this primary violin section. It sounds like this. It's great. You get to choose what kind of playing you want it to be, like if you want it to be spiccato. Or pizzicato. Or tremolo. But here we just have standard long, just standard playing. And so there I have this kind of lead. Now you can maybe hear that a little bit out of your left ear. And then moving on. Pay attention to the left. So you probably hear that melody, right? This, just in case you missed it. And then we're gonna reach higher. So that's that part. And of course now we're moving on, so let's kind of have these strings shine and maybe do something cool now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, paste it down here, and instead of just having it be that simple, even though it was, sometimes you got to double check that these notes actually are being played. If you look down here closely at this piano down here, you'll see some of them are in the dark gray area, and that means that they're not making any sound. It's only valid for this range, not this range. See, no sound, sound. So what we can do there, pro tip to any Ableton user watching, highlight it all, shift up, now it's 1 octave higher. And so what I'm going to do there actually is, I don't want it to just be that. We already have enough other layers playing just these chords. I'm going to disable those just so that I can have them be kind of a guide. So again, just highlight them all and press 0. They turn off. Just to prove to you guys the notes are also there, but this makes no sound now. Hit this fold button right here, and now it's only the notes that ever get played. So this helps out a lot, because this makes it so that we don't accidentally draw notes that are not like in the key or something that would make it sound terrible. Sometimes we want those notes, but we're not there yet. We're not at those moments. So kind of see that this first chord uses A sharp and F and D sharp and C. So let's see what happens if we try to make like some kind of melody. So let's start in the middle. Maybe we can do triplets. No, that's not really working out. Let's not do that. I think we need to hit that root note sooner. So You know, I'm now realizing that that may not be the chord we want to hit since it's the same as before and now it's coming at a different tempo. I guess I'll explore that option later. We'll do this zigzag. Ooh, okay. Yep. This is working out. I'm just kind of like freestyle drawing these notes here. This is maybe where long notes maybe don't work. Maybe we want totally different instruments altogether. So what I did there is I duplicated this. Let's check what the flute would do here. Let's make sure it's in the valid range. Totally pressed the wrong instrument. One second, guys. Right here, we're gonna get higher. Okay? Trust me for a second. Sorry for the lack of talking here. I mean, this is the kind of stuff that, you know, is where it just gets experimental. Don't be afraid of miss. You will make things that sound bad in the moment. You cannot just poop out a good song. Though sometimes it happens, but the more you try, the better you get at pooping out a good song. And yes, I am saying poop. Maybe we don't want it to be long. Let's try staccatissimo? Staccato, basically. No, that's not it. Let's try all kinds of instruments. Harps. I'm sorry for blasting your ears there, guys. The oboe went hard. See, something about the chord progression is not right there. Maybe we can have that come in at a later time. So I will just be chopping these off. You do Control E and you'll slice the MIDI there in half. And again, just like I did later, I'm just gonna put them to the side. I don't want to throw them away. It's still useful at some point. I'm actually just gonna duplicate this because it seems like we want that to repeat. Comes back to the root chord, so we can start with the notes that it has in the first half or first quarter. Let me see the subdivisions. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's do that. Are those not playable? What is going on there? Let's see. Sorry you guys have to hear this so much. I think that high note's not playing. Whoops. One more time, guys, I promise. We'll have those hold, and that will give like a bigger oomph. Okay, that's done. That's like a build up now. Now, what you see here is I've added an arpeggiator. down here on the bottom left. And what this does is we can take things that are just chords, and what it'll do is it'll just rotate through those notes at the speed that we want, at the length that we want. Watch this. Watch this, nothing happens. Okay, hold on. So let's actually push that last chord up, so it still builds. Same notes, but now higher. So we'll have that turn on only for that part, because we don't know what comes next. But I think now we kind of have this little interlude. It's at least like almost a minute long. Let's see more exactly. Oh, it's very unfortunately not a minute long. 2:10 to what? 2:55? 45 seconds? But that's pretty good. And we'll have this be as like a transition to the next big thing. What is that going to build up to? We don't know yet. And you can hold on to that, because I want to add some even more tension to this. We can do that with some cool drum plugins that I have over here. We can do the same BBC Symphony Orchestra, which has really cool percussion sections, particularly the, where is it? Yeah, the timpani. Like, those are serious business. Let's actually take those root notes and put them in here. Let's do that pattern for each note sequencing. so we actually want that pattern continuing through that whole little quarter bar for each one. The rhythm's almost there. I am probably going to tweak that later, but for the purposes of today, let's just leave that how it is. Maybe not. Hold on. Yeah, it doesn't need the second hit. That last one should be bigger. Not just one, which would just be that, but with the lower one too. We can even keep adding tension. Tension is easy, guys. Just follow the root notes, add layers, have it build up, and that's it. So like, you know, let's take the violas, right? Sounds like that. But let's set them to tremolo. Might be a little too rough. Let's see the violins. The second violins. Yeah, we'll use the violas and see what happens. So let's see what happens if we have the violas follow the same root notes as well. Why is it so fast? What? Oh, apparently if it's the higher note, it goes faster. But... guys, maybe it's deciding for us. We will go with the cello. I mean, you gotta try everything out. Everything, everything, everything. These songs do not build themselves. Sometimes it's not even about extracting it from your own head, but sometimes we're trying to extract it out of the universe itself. We're trying to pull the song into existence. Meh. This one's just so loud. We need to lower the velocity. See, if you hold Alt, pro tip again, Alt and click, and drag down and up, you can change the velocity, which will change the volume to essentially just volume. But the dynamics are so bad on the BBC Symphony stuff sometimes. No, I'm not letting that happen. So obviously we don't want this overbearing, and we also don't just want this punching in out of nowhere. So what I like to do is add the utility audio effect from the left-hand side over here. And all it really is, to me anyway, I know it has like other buttons here, but you can just control the volume really well here. And so, you know, let's have this start kind of quiet so it kind of creeps in. Now see, it's very subtle. You basically don't even hear the stuff at the beginning. You can always tweak that, you know, change the line so it's a little bit starts higher or builds up faster. That's all up to you. But really for this game, it's up to me. So let's here at the bottom right, so obviously we have all our tracks. The bottom right, we actually have our sends. And Ableton's nice because there's always one dedicated to reverb. Let's stick one with, let's replace the default reverb with Valhalla Room, which is my favorite reverb. Highly recommend this reverb. Look at all the reverbs that we have. I like these LV 426 ones. And so we're underwater. So I wonder what the deep space one will sound like here. Let's try it out with this. And I'm going to slowly turn up the reverb. That's with it maxed out. I like that because you hear how the tail end of that reverb continues. Maybe with something louder we can even notice it more. What was I using here? Monster. You know, honestly, maybe we should have that since I already decided for it. Yeah, we won't do the LV426, which will be different than the other songs. Hold on. Valhalla Room is cool because it has these actual real life cathedrals that I guess they captured the effects of the reverb from. So Monster, let's see, where is this place? It's in Germany. Look it up. I'm gonna type it in the chat. Who knows, maybe our project lead is even there right now. He's traveling to Europe, maybe he's visiting this cathedral. Let's see. So this is supposed to be like this, it adds the space that, I guess to the layman's it would be the echo, but it's not echo, it's technically the reverb. It's what it would sound like if you were playing these violins in that cathedral. So let's compare it again with nothing. That's no reverb. You're in like a studio room. No echo, no reverb. And I'll slowly turn it on. See, now there's a space around it. Let's add some reverb to the drums. So I'm thinking maybe it'll return back to the main chords. But that's so quiet, right? Compared to all that sound we were building up here in this moment. So we're gonna want the drums to be in there too. I'm just pasting the same chords to see what happens magically if we have all these sounds there. Wow, that shaker's really loud. I think since we need more space, maybe we need more sounds on the top end, so something with the percussion. A little bit too jingly, but maybe it works. I don't know. That's gonna be maybe for the team to decide. We can get other percussion here. Let's add chimes too. These freaking notes that we use for the lead. Let's go harder on them. Wow, this is getting crazy. Yeah, we need this to stay steady through the whole part. Let's see. I'm almost worried that it's a little bit too holiday with the... God, what is it? The shaker? Where's my percussions at? The tambourine. One more little thing that I wanted to show you guys, because I don't think I demonstrated it before. Obviously we have a kick drum. And we have a bass line that's always like just holding notes like this. These two things actually occupy the same frequencies. So just to demonstrate, let me group them together. They actually muddy each other up. They clash. And so to most musicians, you know what's coming. Side chaining. What you can do, and what everyone does, any song you're hearing is probably doing this. You can do what's called side chaining the bass line to the kick drum. So in Ableton we do that with the compressor. It's a nice little side chain button that appears here if you press this arrow. And so it'll take the audio from the kicks, and every time that it receives the kicks signal, based on how the volumes we've configured here, it'll actually lower the volume of the bass at that same moment in time. And you can actually see it here in the chart. See how it goes up and down? And what it's doing, it's actually turning the bass down. Now here's without sidechain. With sidechain. And then you can choose how quickly, how slowly you want these things to happen. You've probably heard this effect in your electronic music if you're a fan. Okay, so let's see. I've been here for about an hour and a half. We've done a little over a minute. It's actually about right for at least my pace of working, especially since I'm exploring so much. And truth be told, I'm a little bit nervous here, since I have to entertain and engage with the audience and explain you guys stuff. Maybe I could have done this faster if I wasn't live streaming it, but I'm pretty happy with how we've achieved like at least the next two sections. So it'll go from this. That needs something to come down from. Let's put the chimes there. This time with reverb. I guess, I mean, that's okay. I'm pretty happy with that. The way it punches seems okay. Seems okay to me. I think it obviously, there's a million different things I could do with this. We obviously still have these other chord progressions that I didn't end up using. Those could be its own section. I think there's a lot of stuff here that I do want to experiment with, but I just don't want to do it live because it may even just be more painful to hear than what I've already had to put you guys through here. There's a lot of things here too that I haven't described, but I think this was a good first start. I don't know how much juice I have left in me to keep going here, at least in an entertaining way. I really think that progressing past this would be the type of thing where I'm going to have to listen to the same loop for like half an hour straight, and I don't want to put you guys through that. I kind of already did that when drafting this background. That maybe was novel at the time. This goes crazy. Oh, those lower notes don't even work. It's like not loud enough. We need it to punch through, so I think maybe we even need to sidechain the bass to this as well. There's actually a lot of things that we probably need to sidechain to that. So what is that, the final one? I've been doing a bad job not labeling my layers here. It's actually 17. Here, timpani. Timpani. Oh gosh. I don't know why I can never get the timpanis to cooperate. I mean, they just, I think it's a EQing thing. They overlap with so many of the root notes, lower notes of the other instruments. I mean, all I can really do is just turn them up louder, which is maybe not ideal. Boo, 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 boo. Yep. the halfway mark. Probably heard some bad violin notes in the middle of that. I was trying to see if it would be possible to improv some on the keyboard live, but it wasn't really working. I really need to label these. So, Labs Quartet. What is this one? Violins ones. This is really good to do, guys. Always label your tracks. What is this one? Tenor trombones. Ideally, you even want to color coordinate these. Let's do that yellow since it's brass. Timpani, heavy and dark. Let's do purple for you. And then this one is some kind of tremolo cello. Do we have names for everything else? I have a blank MIDI. Delete that. Water texture, blah blah blah. Alright. That is enough for today. Sometimes you hear a song so much that you kind of want it to be like 10 times faster. Or like twice as slow. That'd be easy, because then suddenly my 3.5 minute song is 7 minutes long. But it is what it is for now. You know what, we can really delete half of this because I don't want that to be repetitive for that long. Maybe we do. Probably not. I often get the feedback that some parts go on for too long. So we'll also drag that over here into the abyss. Oh wow, what did I just cut? So we'll stitch that here. And officially we kind of have 3 minutes of content. That is not super terrible, I guess. do always run some basic mastering tools on top. I had this here just so that I didn't blow anyone's ears. This be the final one. I think that's it for today, guys. We'll leave that looping. Thanks for hanging out with me. Gracias por estar aquí. Sorry we couldn't finish the song. I don't think that was ever on the plan, but you know, we got some stuff. We got some cool stuff. Honestly, we really, really, really did. You guys are like, what is going on? Until next time, everybody. Thanks for joining me on my first stream, if you're here. We appreciate you. Keep following us at Hyzca Studios on all our social medias. The team's working on a really great thing for you guys to enjoy. So we appreciate your support, your kindness, your engagement, your interest, and we hope you enjoy what we have for you in the future.